All right, I'm here with Mike. We're going to look at some more metal promos. It was such a hit the other day or last week or whenever the first one went up. So, first one I got for you. Heaven released new album, Sacred Remains.
It's good, on brand, on theme.
Okay, one of the few Greek dungeon synth bands, Heaven, just released a new album, Sacred Remains. Golden sunlight floods through the pillars of this temple, a musical tribute to ancient Greek culture and nature's majesty. Emerge from your slumber and welcome in the new dawn. Composed on Tracker software, which originates with the Commodore Amiga computer back in 1987, Heaven's music is immediate, nostalgic, and dramatic. Listening to this album is as immersive as it is hypnotic. A dark tapestry threaded with curious melodies and ritualistic driving rhythms. Mountain, the musician behind the Heaven project, paints an epic landscape using a palette of primitive MIDI sounds to create a sonic atmosphere that is exciting in its simplicity. And it goes on. So I randomly picked this one. You're the perfect one to talk about this.
Yeah, it was composed on one of these. This is one of the few hardware trackers that you can get.
What? How? I swear this was totally random. I was expecting like, you know, I saw the picture and it's like low, it looks like a black metal album cover, you know, it's just black and white and some gray. So I was kind of hoping for, you know, some cheesy death metal. I mean black metal, or even better, Christian black metal, just for you. But yeah, so it sounds like they did ISENMOR's 8-bit or 16-bit Shield Brother, but like serious.
Yeah, so a tracker is an interesting piece of software. It's a tracker is typically arranged into vertical lanes that represent each track, and I believe a track can actually it's sample based, so everything is like you load in a particular instrument, and then I don't know if it's like pitch shifted. I have a feeling that if the person who wrote that promo heard me talk about it, they'd be like, "Oh, he's describing it so wrong." But I believe each track can also switch between instruments, so you can have like 4 tracks representing drum sounds. But then when you're not actually playing a drum hit, you can actually switch to other melodies. So it was a way of kind of like packing in as much polyphony as you could in the early Amiga days. But
all right, you get a point for pulling out polyphony. This is what our listeners have come to love.
right, polyphony. But the long and short of it is that despite it being, I think, kind of like a weird, it's not very like music notation oriented. It's very MIDI oriented. It ended up becoming kind of a popular way, at least in that age. And then there's always been a niche, hence this piece of hardware. This is not necessarily what this person composed on. It's just that this is a hardware version of a tracker that you can get. It's the Polyend tracker, if you're listening.
Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor yet.
All right, so Heaven is heavenmusic.bandcamp.com. You can probably go elsewhere, but if you do, you're an asshole. All right, Mike, pick A or B for the next one.
B.
The Atlantic Union Project released their new video. I like how they, in American English, that a band name is singular, but everywhere else, except for Canada, band names are plural. So the Atlantic Union Project released their new video.
Oh,
is correct everywhere but America. Anyway.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, and apparently they're American. All right, here we go. The Atlantic Union Project is a brand new melodic punk rock band consisting of scene veterans, ex-member of Come the Spring, Rydell, and Damn This Desert Air have joined forces to create something really special. Lead vocalist Craig, Cirinelli, and then it lists his 8 bands. Why are these guys always in like 8 bands, like me? I'm only
like the symphony.
4 or 5 or 6, depending on how you want to count. Hails from
It's like
Bond to. Go ahead.
So it's like the Symphony X bassist. Is it the bassist or the key? There's one of the Symphony X guys is in like a billion bands. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, I think it's the bassist. One of the most disappointing handshakes I've ever had. Anyway, Craig Cirinelli hails from Bontoon in New Jersey, USA, whilst the musicians of the band are located in and around Brighton in the UK. I've been to Hastings and I've been to Brighton. I've been to...
If my knowledge of English is correct, I believe that should be pronounced Brifton.
I was quoting the Metallica cover, so what? I've been to Eastbourne too, so what? I'm okay. We'll edit out the coughing. The band are all longtime friends and decided to call themselves the Atlantic Union Project as this release was created during the COVID lockdowns. The name of their debut EP, 3,482 Miles, represents the distance between Bontoon in the US and Brighton in the UK. But the music is so fresh and hard-hitting, you'd think you were standing at the gig with them. So if anyone's upset that we're talking about a punk band on a metal podcast, first of all, blame Mike, and second of all, they have a prog name, so
it does sound very prog, or it sounds like they're a political party or a workers' union.
It could be.
I'm not sure which.
I mean, this press release is about as long as an ISENMOR press release, so let's not. We don't need to go through the whole thing. But, yeah, so if you want to hear some transatlantic punk, it's theatlanticunionproject.bandcamp.com. And if you go anywhere else, you're an asshole. All right. You want to end up with one more? See if,
let's do it.
See if fortune favors you this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. INNERSPHERE release a new video for the track Fire. All right. And then, the next thing is a photo of them, and they're all wearing black T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're it's a cloudy day, and it's black and white. And one guy has long hair, and one guy has a chain wallet. All right.
So I've learned nothing about these guys other than that they like heavy metal so far.
All right. Can you guess the genre?
Black shirts.
Black shirts.
I'm going to say death metal.
Yes. INNERSPHERE, a melodic death metal band hailing from Pilsen, Czech Republic, Czechia, just released a new video for the track Fire, taken from their new release, Omphalos. The album was released this year through Slovak Metal Army. Now that's a label name. And you can watch the video on YouTube, and I'm sure we'll link it somewhere. On Fire, you can feel a dark and ominous atmosphere and watch live footage from this year's version of Brutal Assault named Josefstadt. Oh, so I guess they played Brutal Assault. That's pretty awesome. And then there's a quote from Mira Litomoriki. I'm American. It's very hard to pronounce, words and names. So I apologize. We decided to release one more video for our latest album, Omphalos, because we want to share our music. Well, that's a good reason. The last 2 years were hard. We can't play, we can't tour, And right now, unfortunately, there are still some restrictions and obstacles in some countries. So let us at least share our music and joy like this until things get back to normal. I hope you enjoy the video and the music, and don't forget to keep supporting music, artists, promoters, and events. I like everything about this except they didn't put a Bandcamp link.
Oh.
So, facebook.com/INNERSPHERE metal. And, send them a message and tell them to get on Bandcamp and stop supporting Spotify.
There are a lot of good Czech bands, so I would think it would be a good idea to check them out.
Ha!
One negative is that they said, I think Dyson Sphere would be a cooler name because I think Dyson Spheres are neat as a concept as opposed to INNERSPHERE. Not that they're really the same thing.
No, they're not.
You know.
I'm checking right now if Dyson Sphere is taken. It is not. You owe Mike $20 if you take the name Dyson Sphere. Just make it payable to podcast them down.
That's all I got.
All right. Thanks for listening to this metal promo roundup number 2.